Good morning, friends. We are continuing our lectures on the chapter of circles. If you remember in the last lecture, we did sums to find out the different angles formed in the circle. The angles formed at the center, the angles formed in the major and the minor segment. We know certain theorems that the angle formed at the center is double of what is formed or twice of what is formed at any segment, right? And we even saw that angles formed in the same segments are equal. So, armed with all these basic theories that we know, it was very easy for us to prove the sums, and we really enjoyed the sums. I hope you really enjoyed the sums. Now, that was about finding the angles. Okay? In this lecture, we are not going to find angles, but we are going to try certain prove that sums. Now the theorems will remain the same. Yes? So what you did in the previous lecture, the same will continue here, the same theorem, which you have understood very, very well. But this lecture we are going to do certain proofs and sums, which are also very good. You will have a good time, you will enjoy. So let us begin. So these diagrams I have drawn for you, but you will have to draw your own diagrams. What is the question here? Let us begin. If diagonals of a cyclic quadrilateral are diameters of the circle, so we have got a cyclic quadrilateral. I hope you remember these words very well. What is the meaning of the word cyclic quadrilateral? Do you remember? We discussed this in the last lecture and the lecture before that. Cyclic quadrilateral means the points which lie on a circle. So when the endpoints of the quadrilateral lie on the circle, it is called a cyclic quadrilateral. We know in a cyclic quadrilateral the opposite angles are supplementary, means angle A and angle C should be 180 degree and angle B plus angle D should be 180 degree. But we are not supposed to find the angles here. We are told the diagonals are diameters. Now what does diameters mean? Diameters means passing through the center. So it is passing through the center O. This is the diagram I drew. So the cyclic quadrilateral ABCD, which are the diagonals AC and BD are the diagonals of the cyclic quadrilateral, and it is given the diagonals are passing through the center. Okay, they are diameter. We have to prove it is a rectangle. Now what is the basic condition to prove it is a rectangle? You have to only prove that angle A and angle B and angle C and angle D, all these angles are 90 degrees, because the basic requirement is, there are many requirements. To prove a rectangle you can show the opposite sides are equal, but it can be a parallelogram also. So to show it is a rectangle, all you have to do is show that the opposite and all the angles are 90 degrees. So now think of a method to show that all the angles are 90 degrees. Okay? Now you even know angle A plus angle C equal to 180 degree and angle B plus angle D equal to 180 degree. This is all we know. But now there is one more theorem which we had done before. Do you remember the theorem? An angle formed in a semicircle is a right angle. So here you have to remember this theorem that when we have got a diameter, it makes a semicircle, and the angle in the semicircle is always a right angle. Angle in the semicircle is always a right angle. So now the sum becomes very easy. We are given AC, the diagonal is the diameter. So if it is a diagonal, then ABC is the angle formed in a semicircle. So it should be 90. Angle ABC should be 90 degree because it is the angle in a semicircle. And angle ABC should also be 90 because it is angle in a semicircle. So when you take diagonal AC, this angle is 90 and this angle is 90. Similarly, when you take the diagonal BD, this one, then you will show this angle is 90 and this angle is 90. Simple theorem that angles in a semicircle is always a right angle. So because they both are diagonals, we have proved that angle A is equal to angle B is equal to angle C equal to angle D, and all four are 90 degree. Because all four are 90 degree, ABCD is a rectangle. The theorem is very easy, but you have to recall the exact theorem and write down the reason why angle A equal to 90 degree. So angle ADC equal to 90 degree because it is angle in a semicircle. You have to just mention the reason, angle in a semicircle. Similarly, write down for all the rest. Angle ABC equal to 90 degree, angle in a semicircle. Angle DAB equal to 90 degree, angle in a semicircle. Angle DCB equal to 90 degree in a semicircle. So all the angles in the semicircle are 90, and because all the angles are 90 degree, ABCD is a rectangle. Okay, now we got one more sum here. If non-parallel sides of a trapezium are equal, prove that it is cyclic. Okay. Now for this we have to move back to the chapter on quadrilateral and recall what a trapezium is. What is a trapezium? Trapezium is a quadrilateral in which one opposite pair is parallel. So here I have drawn AB is parallel to CD. AB is parallel to CD. It's a trapezium. You can see that it's a trapezium. So AB is parallel to CD. Now when AB is parallel to CD, angle A plus angle D should be how much? So if you look, this is a transversal and these are the parallel sides, then we know that interior angles on the same side of the transversal should be 180. So angle A plus angle D should be 180 degree, and similarly angle B plus angle C should be 180 degree. Because these lines are parallel, the co-interior angles, the sum of these angles will be 180. So angle B plus angle C equal to 180, angle A plus angle D equal to 180. Okay? But you see here I have shown angle A and angle D, the sum of this is 180. To prove it is cyclic, I have to show angle A plus angle C equal to 180. This is what I have to show, that angle A plus angle C equal to 180. How will I show it? There is no measurement given, nothing at all. How can I show? So here you have to use another technique. All it is given to us that the non-parallel sides are equal. So which are the non-parallel side? What is given? This side non-parallel and this side is equal. So we have AD equal to BC, the result one, which is given to us. It is already mentioned to us. Okay. And it is equal. Now what can we do here? How will we proceed the sum? So you have to draw something. You have to draw the perpendicular and call it AM. AM is perpendicular, draw AM perpendicular to CD. So I have drawn AM is perpendicular to CD. Similarly, draw another perpendicular BN. Also, BN is perpendicular to CD. Now you see here, these lines are parallel. So we know that the lines are parallel, the distance is equal. So we have AM equal to BN, which are the perpendiculars between parallel lines. So perpendicular between parallel lines are equal. So we got AM equal to BN. And because I do it perpendicular, this angle is 90 and this angle is also 90. So this is the construction I do. Now let us begin. In triangle AMD and triangle BNC, angle AMD equal to angle BNC equal to 90 degree or right angles. Then AB equal to BC, which is given, and AM equal to BN, which are the perpendiculars between two parallel lines, perpendiculars, right? So we have got this right angle 90. This is the hypotenuse if you can see, and this is the side. This is the hypotenuse opposite to the right angle. So by RHS we have triangle AMD is congruent to triangle BNC, and because the triangles are congruent, angle D equal to angle C by CPCD. Okay, but it was given to us angle A plus angle D equal to 180, but angle D equal to angle C. Therefore, angle A plus angle C equal to 180. Now, because the opposite angles are supplementary, we will have ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral. Means if you draw with a proper radius, all these 4 points will lie on the circle. So you can see here, we had to prove that the quadrilateral is cyclic. Cyclic means all the 4 endpoints lie on the circle. To prove that, we have to show the opposite angles are supplementary. But we do not have that, we are only given the non-parallel sides of the trapezium are equal. So what I had to bring here, I had to go back to the triangles chapter, congruency of triangles, draw the perpendiculars and show that the two triangles are congruent, and because the triangles are congruent, their corresponding parts are equal, and because they are equal, I could prove that it is a cyclic quadrilateral. You can see here the maths is mixing one chapter with the other, so all the chapters should be clear in your mind. Only then you can use all the tools properly. Okay. Now look at this question. Looks very difficult, yes? The diagram is slightly complex, but let us see what the diagram is given to us and what is the actual sum. We have two circles. You can see the two circles which intersect at point B and C. So you have got two circles intersecting at B and C. So the two circles are intersecting at point B and C. Through B, through this point B, two line segments are drawn, which are there ABD. So through B, they have drawn ABD, and through B, they have drawn PBQ. These two lines are drawn. Okay? When you draw this line, which line? AB, it intersects at D, and when you draw PB, it intersects at Q. Okay? So they are intersecting. When you draw the lines through B, they intersect at A and D and P and Q respectively. We have to prove ACP equal to QCD. Now, where is ACP? This is ACP and this is QCD. We have to prove that these two angles are equal. Okay. How will you prove these two angles are equal? So first let us leave that and go here. This angle and this angle is equal. Can you tell me why? Angle ABP equal to angle QBD because they are vertically opposite angles. Okay, so these two angles are equal. I have proved these two angles are equal. Now, angle ABP equal to angle ACP. Can you tell me why? Angle APB, this angle, and angle ACP. You can look at this arc AP. This arc AP makes two angles on the same segment, APB and ACP. So they are equal because they are the angles in the same segment. Because they are angles in the same segment, they are equal. Also let me write angle QBD equal to angle QCD. Angle QBD, this one, QBD equal to QCD. Again, they are the angles in the same segment. So ABP equal to ACP, QBD equal to QCD, but I showed here ABD equal to QBD, vertically opposite angles. Therefore, these two angles, therefore, angle ACP is equal to angle QCD. It is really a very simple sum. There is nothing difficult here. The vertically opposite angles are equal. So we first showed that they are equal. Then angles formed in the same segment are also equal. That we showed. And so we have easily proved that angle ACP equal to angle QC. So now another same type of question. Prove that a cyclic parallelogram is a rectangle. Now what is a cyclic parallelogram? Parallelogram means opposite sides are equal. So AD equal to BC, AB equal to CD and AD equal to BC. Because it is mentioned parallelogram, the opposite angles are equal. Right? And it is a cyclic parallelogram. Cyclic means this angle and this angle total is 180. Okay. Now how will we prove that it is a rectangle? We have got angle B plus angle D equal to 180 degree. You know why? Because it's a cyclic parallelogram, the opposite angles are supplementary. So now we are repeating the same thing again and again and again. I hope it is very clear to you. The opposite angles are supplementary because it is a cyclic quadrilateral. Okay. And it is also a parallelogram. It's given to us. So what does parallelogram mean? This side and this side is parallel, right? So what happens when these sides are parallel? Because these sides are parallel, this angle and this angle will be equal. Or we can take any other, sorry, we should not be taking that because we have taken which side AB and CD are parallel. Also we know that these two sides are also parallel, so we can take that, not an issue. But let us show that these sides are parallel. I am taking this side AD and BC are parallel. So let me write AD is parallel to BC, opposite sides of parallelogram, they are equal. Parallelogram. So this angle here and this angle here will be equal. So angle OAD equal to angle OCP, they are the alternate angles. Right? Also, this angle and this angle will be equal. Angle ODA equal to angle OBC. They are also alternate angles. So you can look here, angle, side, angle, angle, side, angle. Right? So what will you have by angle, side, angle? These angles are equal, right? And also, in the same way we can show, or directly you can do, you show those angles are equal and these angles are equal. What have you shown? These angles are equal and even this angle are equal. Okay? Now is there easier way to do it? Is there some easier way to do it? Because I have made it very complex, I am waiting for your answer. Is there any easier way to do the whole sum? Can you think of something? We went to triangles and prove the properties, but I do not think we should do this because this is slightly getting complex. We have done the mathematics, we know certain things, so why don't we use it directly? What are the things we know? Now I'll show you something else, an easy way to do this sum. Okay? It is mentioned parallelogram. In a parallelogram, the opposite angles are equal. So angle B equal to angle D, because opposite angles of parallelogram are equal. The property we have done. We have learned the property in previous chapter. We know now in a parallelogram the opposite angles are equal. So angle B equal to angle D. But it is mentioned cyclic. Cyclic means opposite angles are supplementary. So angle B plus angle D equal to 180 degree. But angle B equal to angle D. So I can write angle B plus angle B equal to 180 degree. So twice angle B equal to 180 degree or angle B equal to 90 degree. So I got this angle 90 degree. But angle B equal to angle D, this is also equal to 90 degree. And similarly, you can also show angle A equal to 90 and angle C equal to 90. So because we showed all four of them are 90, it becomes a rectangle. Okay, so don't go in the complex way. Just use the theorems that you know. Opposite angles of a parallelogram are equal and opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral are supplementary. Using the two things, we can easily prove that it is a rectangle. Okay. Look at this third side. If circles are drawn taking two sides of triangles as diameters, means, let me write here, AB is a diameter passing through the center. So using AB as a diameter, we have drawn a circle. Okay. Let us say AC is another diameter. So what we have taken? We have taken two sides of a triangle. So with the triangle we have got triangle ABC, in which we have taken the side AB and the side AC as diameters and drawn two circles. Okay, you can see we have drawn two circles. We have to prove that the point of intersection of these circles lie on the third side. So what is the point of intersection? Let me call this D is the point of intersection. So this circle with AB as diameter and this circle with AC as diameter, they both intersected A, but they also intersected D. And I have to show that D lies on BC. So how will I prove that? Can you think of something? So first of all, I'll connect AD. I'll connect AD. Okay. Now, angle ADB equal to 90 degree. Can you tell why ADB is a 90 degree? Because it is the angle in a semicircle. How do you know it is the angle in a semicircle? Because it is mentioned AB is a diameter. Because it is mentioned AB is a diameter. Because it is mentioned that AB is a diameter, ADB is 90 degree angle in a semicircle. Similarly, angle ADC is also equal to 90 degree because it is mentioned AC is the diameter, so this is also semicircle. Now we have angle ADB plus angle ADC equal to 90 plus 90 equal to 180. So this was 90, angle in a semicircle, this was 90. On adding to it become 80, ADC means BDC is a straight line. Because BDC makes an angle of 180 degree, BDC has to be a straight line, and therefore D lies on BC, which is the third side of the triangle. This was also quite a very easy sum, nothing difficult here, just using the theorems we have proved. Okay, one more sum. ABC and ADC are two right angles. So it is already mentioned to here that ABC is a right angle, ADC is a right angle with a common hypotenuse AC. So this has got a hypotenuse AC. Even this one has got the same hypotenuse AC. We have to prove CAD, this angle CAD equal to CBD. Okay, I'll change the color to show you. What we have to prove? This angle CAD equal to angle CBD. Okay, they mentioned a question here, but I think we don't have to prove anything here. This sum is already proved by itself. ABC and ABC are two right angles with common hypotenuse AC. We have to prove angle CAD equal to CBD. Okay. So the only thing we have to prove is what? These two angles are equal. Now I can see in the diagram, these are the angles formed on the same segment. These are the angles formed on the same segment. So if I can prove that it is a cyclic quadrilateral means all the 4 points lie on the circle, then I can easily go. These are angles in the same segment. But it is not given that the points lie on the circle. That I have to prove. Right? So this is given 90 degree. So ABC is 90 degree. Now if I draw a circle passing through the points ABC, then if this is 90, then it will be a semicircle. So AC should be the diameter of the circle. Okay, reverse condition. Why should AC be the diameter? So what you have to do, draw a circle passing through ABC. Passing through which points? Passing through the points A, B, C. Now when the circle passes through ABC, angle ABC is equal to 90 degrees given, therefore AC should be diameter. Now draw a circle passing through points. Which points this time? Passing through, which point should I take here? A, B and C. But again here angle ADC equal to 90 degree given. And AC is the hypotenuse, but if the circle is 90 degree, it should be a semicircle. So AC should be diameter. Now the circle passing through ABC and the circle passing through ADC both have got the same diameter. So when the circle has got same diameter means the point B and the point D lie on the same circle. So all these 4 points lie on the same circle. How did I show? When I drew a circle passing through ABC, angle ABC was 90 degree. So AC is the diameter of that circle. When I drew a circle passing through ADC, angle D is 90 degree, ADC is 90 degree. So AC is the diameter. So AC is the diameter of the circles passing through both these points. Because it is the same diameter, both these points lie on the same circle. So now we have shown that ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral. Is a cyclic quadrilateral. Now because they lie on the same circle, what do you find out? Because they lie on the same circle, then angles in the same segment are equal. Therefore angle ACD equal to CAD equal to angle CBD. Hence it is proved. So here we come to the end of the chapter. And we have done quite a few sums of finding angles, we have done the prove that sums. But there are so many theorems in the chapter, theorems regarding to length of the arc, theorem regarding to the equal chords, equal arcs, distance from the center, theorems regarding cyclic quadrilateral. So this chapter, circles, has got a lot of theorems. So it is very important first for you to revise all these theorems. Kindly look at the videos once again and revise these theorems as much as possible. Only when you are clear with all the theorems, you will be able to do the sums as easily as we did right now. The chapter is really very easy, but always asks for a good understanding. So enjoy the chapter well, and we are going to end the chapter here. I finish here. Thank you.